Hey guys, so now we're going to talk about reptiles part 2. Here we go. We're talking about lizards and snakes. So first off, let's start with characteristics. So two characteristics that unite the squamates, which is this order. But the first is that they shed their skin periodically. Obviously we knew that because people find snake skin all the time. Some squamates, such as snakes, shed their skin in one piece. Others, they do like lizards, they do it in patches. So they might shed this part of their arm and then this part of their arm and then a part of their back tomorrow. So they do it in different patches. They are uniquely jointed, their skulls and they have jaws, which are both really strong and flexible, which is that why snakes can open their mouths so wide. The extraordinary jaw mobility of squamates enables them to, there it is, open their mouth very wide and consume large prey like mice. And then most are very diverse. Lizards, there are more than 4,500 species of lizards alive today, making them the most diverse group of all squamates. Members of this group include iguanas, chameleons, geckos, night lizards, blind lizards, skinks, anguids, beaded lizards, and so many others. So we have our class Reptilia and then our order, like I said. So lizards have two pairs of legs. They have upper and then lower, kind of like we have arms and legs. And they unite anteriorly. Geckos are nocturnal and can vocalize with clicking sounds. So like, and then iguanas can glide from tree to tree. That's at least 30 meters. And then chameleons are arboreal and consume insects. They change colors. So I like make jokes. I'm like, are you, mood rings are like chameleons. They change colors. When you're happy, they're like, yay. I feel like we're chameleons sometimes with the way our emotions react. Like sometimes you come in the classroom, you're like, yeah. And the other times you come in, you're like, so you show it with your facial expressions when they show it with their body color. And then the Gillia monster is a venomous lizard. It's on the bottom right here, actually. And it's from Southwest U.S. The venom is released when they chew. It's not fatal to humans, though, so we are good. All right. Snakes, there are about 2,900 species of snakes alive today. Members of this group include boas, colubrids, pythons, vipers, blind snakes, mole vipers, and sunbeam snakes, and so many more. You actually will be doing a project on snakes later this week, so maybe keep these in mind. Okay, so snakes have no limbs, so that means they're legless, obviously, but that does not stop them from moving around. You've seen snakes slithering through the grass before. But yeah, it doesn't stop them from being the world's most formidable reptilian predator. I know so many people that are afraid of snakes. And then I just said there's 2,900 species. 300 are venomous, but not poisonous. There is a difference between the two. And then scale patterns can determine whether the snake is venomous or not. That's why we look. Remember, it's like yellow touches black, or black touches yellow, can kill a fellow, yellow touches black, you can pat it on the back. That's why we remember those little rhymes, right? Because the patterns of their colors and their scales kind of tell us if they're venomous or not. 30,000 people die a year from a snake bite, and mostly in Southeast Asia. Only about 9 to 15 die from snake bites in the U.S. We're pretty good with staying away from those. They're long and they lack limbs, and then they may contain more than 200 vertebrae, which is so many. And then they swallow large prey because of their movable jaw. Worm lizards. So these live in the soil in Africa, South America, the Caribbean, and the Mid-East. They are legless. They have a single median tooth in the upper jaw, and they're very ring-like and fold in the skin. And then they easily move backwards and forwards. They kind of look like a worm. And then we have I'm not even going to try to pronounce that order, so you can Google it and look it up. But these are distinguished by the tooth attachment and structure. So they have 2 rows of teeth in the upper jaw, and then 1 row on the bottom jaw. They can decapitate a small bird, so that literally means like it's so sharp they can just like and slice a head right off. They only live in the remote islands of New Zealand, or off of New Zealand. So you're not going to see any around here. The oviporous, which we talked about in our last PowerPoint, which means they lay eggs. They share burrows with ground nesting seabirds, and they feed on insects and or small vertebrates when they begin hunting at dusk. So stay away at dusk. Be on the lookout. Crocodiles and alligators. Can we see this? I think so. So, whoops. Sorry. Crocodilians or crocodilia are a group of reptiles that includes crocodiles, alligators, camions, and the gharial. Crocodilians are semi-aquatic predators that have changed little since the time of dinosaurs. All species of crocodilians have very similar body structures. They're elongated, they have an elongated snout, they have powerful jaws, their muscular tails, and their large protective scales streamline the entire body, and then their eyes and nostrils are very positioned at the top of the head. See if I can move this down. There we go. Crocodilians are carnivores. They feed on live animals such as birds and small mammals. I have been to Hilton Head, not recently, but within the past year, and in the place that we stay at, there's always signs everywhere, and it's like, beware of crocodiles, beware of crocodiles. And then on a sheet of paper in my room, it said, be careful because crocodiles are dangerous, like be on the lookout, you have nothing to worry about, but watch your small dogs and small children. Why? Because they see them as these small live animals. They don't see it as a child or anything like that. They're seeing it as prey. Males are very territorial and they share their territory with several females. Females lay their eggs on land near the water in a little nest. And that's why you don't want to go near a crocodile nest because the female is going to be very, very, very violent because she's protecting those eggs and protecting her young. And it says in many species of crocodiles, the females carry their tiny offspring in their mouth because they're so protective. And then they have laterally compressed teeth and then nostrils at the very tip of the snout, and they can breathe while mostly submerged in the water, because since it is on the tip of the snout, imagine like if you go in the water all the way and you just like lean your head back like this and you like breathe and keep your mouth and nose out of water, you can breathe too. That's kind of how they breathe. They swallow food whole, which is just crazy to me. Can you imagine just like snapping it and throwing it up and just swallowing it? Yep, that's what they do. And then oviparous, they take care of their young. I think that's actually all I have for this PowerPoint. So yeah, that concludes part 2. Nice job, guys. Make sure you fill out your note-taking guides, and if you need anything, I am an email away.